most important thing we can ever do as a unit is to cultivate a culture where guys believe in each other and believe in doing it together, believe in the greater cause, guys that embrace their role, and the culture of whatever we do is that's always gonna that's how we do things. That shows up in the culture, and that's the most important thing that we could ever start off with. That's the foundation for everything that we do. That overrides scheme or anything we can come up with. As far as philosophy, I think there's culture and then there's philosophy. Culture is family and a brotherhood, true brotherhood, and a selfless nature about us. And then philosophy would be to be physical and efficient, and to take calculated risk, to not beat ourselves, to minimize negative yardage plays, unforced errors, things we can control, to be the best team in college football at controlling the things we can control, and then having a mindset to embrace adversity. I think because football is a game of adversity and things are going to happen, and it's really about your belief. Do you really have belief in the way you've practiced things? So that's something that that doesn't happen overnight. And I think when you first come in and you start to try to establish a unit, the culture comes first and then followed by the philosophy within that. So that's kind of who we are, I think.
Great. And one of the things that really stuck out to me, again, over the years, is the variety of style of quarterbacks that you've had under center. From Bradshaw to Hopkins to Laws, Anderson, and now obviously with the duel that you have, 1 and 2 on the depth chart this year. How unusual is it to coach, or how challenging to coach that variety of type of player from one year to the next, if you will?
Well, I think, coaches everywhere do it every year. There's guys that are a little bit different. High school coaches, some of them change their offense. They're given offense from year to year. So I think that's part of coaching and trying to find the best ways to utilize the guys that you have and what fits their skill set the best. And, while one quarterback may be a little bit different from another, I don't see that as a challenge, but more of as an opportunity for us to be more versatile, or to maybe do things that are a little bit out of the realm of the norm, a little bit different than how people may have scouted us. So I think there's opportunity in that. And, obviously for the physical nature of what we do, those guys end up, getting banged up, carrying the football a lot. So having more than one guy ready is always really important. And just so happens that, we feel like we've developed some depth at that position, and 3 of them are seniors, but there's some great depth there right now.
Great. And my final question is, and you brought up the term, versatility. I mean, over the past several years, in my opinion, the talent and the athleticism of some of the offensive folks that you have has been unbelievable, from Robinson to Austin. And so have you seen the maturation of how you coach as the offensive coordinator because of the kind of talent that has come into the Army system or Army program?
I think there's certain things that we've adapted to, maybe. That's not all due to just people, but also due to maybe how people have played us. That's part of it. Always within whatever offense you're in, you want to find a way to get the ball to your playmakers. But some of the scheme stuff really had nothing to do with who the people were, but more of what we felt like we needed to do that would fit us here and fit everybody here, not just a select few guys that touch the ball. So I think that's part of it. Whatever you do has got to fit everybody that you have, and more than anything, it's how you do it. And there are a lot of offenses that you can win with. It's the execution of it, and fitting it to the personnel that you have.
Thanks, Brent. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
We'll go to Ken McMillan.
Hey, Brent. Ken McMillan from The Record.
Hey, Ken. How are you?
Good. Hey, Brent. Quarterback question. Jeff had kind of referenced recently that I think we think of Tyre as the running quarterback and Cade as more of a thrower, but he said that each of them has kind of picked up the other traits as well. How much do you want your quarterbacks to be similar so as that you're not giving away the game plan when quarterback A or B goes into the game?
We want them to be able to execute all facets of a given game plan as best they can. Obviously, in a 1-minute situation, Cade's going to be our 1-minute quarterback. Christian Anderson was last year, followed by Jabari Laws. So it just depends on different situations may call for different things, but we feel like this is as close as we've been here to having a number of guys who can execute the entire package. And so while they may have something they do a little bit better, it's not going to be out of their realm of capability to pull up any part of our game plan. So that's important. There's times where it hasn't been like that. That makes it a lot easier to call a game. And then also, but you end up having tendencies based on things that they've actually put on film, but that doesn't mean they can't execute all of it. And then you can pick and choose when you want to bring those things out.
You guys have used multiple quarterbacks out of choice, not out of necessity, in recent years. I know you're not going to reveal what's going to happen this Saturday, but can you give us a sense of what goes on behind the scenes or on the sidelines as to who's going in and when you put the other guy in? What is it that you're seeing or looking?
Sure. Well, there's been times where we've had a plan going into a game and said this guy's going to go in at this point in the game, and we've made a definite decision going in. There's been times where we've substituted by play. There has been times where we've substituted by situation in the game, where we might needed to throw the ball more, or we might needed to run quarterback lead zone more, or whatever it might be. So I think it differs from year to year, from game to game, and even drive to drive potentially. I think that's something that you have to adapt as you go on and not be constrained by saying this is the only way we're going to do this, and this guy has to be in there for this, or we feel a lot better about not having those constraints.
All right, last thing then, just give us your overall feel about this offense. Do you think you have a finger on the pulse here, what you guys are going to be able to accomplish, or is this still kind of a little bit of a guessing game for you guys?
Well, you never know until the lights come on. You play the first game. I certainly know they've worked hard. I know they're great people. I know they support each other. I believe we're tough. We've got to prove that and show it. But I think we're tough-minded. I think that from an execution standpoint, you're never quite where you want to be. We've got a long way to go from that standpoint, but we're going in the right direction. And today was better than yesterday, and yesterday was better than Saturday. So I think in football, there's going to be days where you're not as good, but what do you do to push through that and overcome it? I'm excited to see these guys play together, though. Certainly, this is an exciting time for everybody in college football, and to kind of figure out where you are and then go from there.
Thanks, Brent.
Yes, sir.
Ken Kraetzer, did you have anything?
Yeah. Hey, Coach. Good to see you.
Hey, Ken.
Hey, a couple of things. Saturday I was out there, and after the end of the scrimmage, you brought the offensive team together. Was that just observations? Do you have any particular message for the team?
Really, more than anything, it's we needed to do a better job of controlling the things that we're responsible for. The everyday average plays, lining up correctly, just fundamentals, hearing them play and getting the right check, ball security, all things that have nothing to do with the other team. And so that was really my message to our guys on Saturday was we've got to do better with those things. And, Burke Russell used to say the best way to win a game is not to lose one. And we really believe that here. And so we've got to tighten up on some of those things, pre-snap penalties and things like that we've been really good at. And I felt better about that the last 2 days and kind of how we've responded. And so hopefully we'll continue to shore things up as we get ready to play.
And I didn't see much of Jacoby Buchanan in the last couple of scrimmages. Is he ready to go? And also, what are some of the other younger V-backs, fullbacks, we used to call it, who are ready to play?
Yeah, Jacoby's he's good to go. We're excited to see him play, man. He's he's a really good football player and physical, and he's gotten better all around the things that we asked that position to do. And really, I think he's taken a lot of pride in it, which is important. As far as the young guys, we've had some unfortunate injuries with guys banged up, nothing, final, but just guys being in and out, and that kind of slows your development. But I do see some promise in some guys, and I think you'll see a couple of guys that you've probably never seen play before, playing games this season at that position, and that's really exciting. I think it's a great group of guys. They just need to continue to develop.
Is Stewart one of your fullbacks? I think he was 230.
Yeah. Miles he was probably at 225. So Miles is playing slot for us now, and a newer, trimmer, slimmer Miles Stewart, and doing a really good job. He's a guy that we think could be a physical blocker, and has really done a good job of taking cues from the older guys at his position group and learning. And we feel he's definitely a dependable guy going into the season.
Sure. Hey, just looking at the Coastal Carolina defense, I got a couple of big linemen. What are some of the strengths that you see in their defense?
Well, I think that, they're those big guys up front. The ends are really active, and the guys inside are strong and hard to move. They're very active, very athletic on defense. They've got a lot of experience. Coach Staggs does at defending the option, and they know what they want to do. And so they're going to be very sound. They're going to make you earn every yard. And so, it's going to be a game of execution. And then, at times we're just going to have to put our head down and make 4 yards the hard way, and in order to stay on schedule and try to grind out some drives. So I know it's going to be, they're a program that's, I can't even tell you how many games they've lost over the last 2 years. I guess it's got to be less than it's 4 or less. It's incredible, what they've done. And so I know they're going to have a lot of confidence playing us, and we just we're the underdog. We got to go there and see if we can give them our best shot.
And it's got to be good for you that you've got 3 senior quarterbacks to start with, and someone as Tyler, if he starts at his level of experience. Does that allow you to do more in types of plays or things that you can do?
Well, I think the more experience a quarterback has, the more he can handle in terms of game plan, but that doesn't mean that that's necessarily what you need to do for everybody else. And so, no, I don't think we see it as a chance to, let's really have a lot of stuff in the game plan. We need to have the things that we need in order to have answers to problems, and that's what's important, is when things arise in the game, do you have answers, whether by scheme or formation or whatever it might be, and can your guys handle them? It doesn't matter if just the quarterback can handle them. It's do they fit everybody? Can everybody learn it and do it? And that's a challenge as a coach. But Tyler certainly and every year has gotten better doing those things, managing the game, calling the play in the huddle, getting us in and out, getting us lined up, checking the formation, making checks, all the reads that we ask him to make in the passing game. All of that stuff is improved. I mean, from 2 years ago, it's night and day. And I think he's got a lot of confidence, and he should.
Thanks, Coach. See you Saturday.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.